Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. This is KidNate at BloodyElbow.com, joined once again by the inevitable, the ineffable, the ineluctable Eugene S. Robinson, author of Fight, Everything You Ever Want to Know About Ass Kicking, but were afraid you'd get your ass kicked for asking. Eugene.
Nice! Oh, you actually pulled it off. A little competitive pressure from Alexi makes you perform, buddy.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, look, we got a visitor here from Saigon. This is Eric Coney.
Where do I look?
Right here. Grappler's Quest 2012 winner.
Very excited.
He's here.
What's up, Nate?
He knows your name.
All right.
I catch it
In Saigon.
City, in Saigon.
Ho Chi Minh City. He's watching.
I'm watching.
All right. Well, I'll be listening to Charlie Daniels still in Saigon for you.
He says he'll be wishing Charlie Daniels still in Saigon for you. He'll put that up.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, don't kick the cable. Watch out. All right.
All right.
Yes.
So we are here for the UFC Singapore, aka UFC Fight Night 132, aka UFC Fight Night Cowboy versus Edwards Care Don't Care preview. Eugene, we need a disclaimer.
Crybabies, bedwetters, greed-bred gobblers, grumblers, malingerers, work-shy individuals. This has less to do with your skills and talents as a fighter or a human being and much more to do with the marketing heft and weight put behind you by the overlords of WME Endeavor, the UFC, and the Bald One. If you do not like being on a don't care list, there's an easy way out. Fight an exciting fight. Until then, don't come crying to us bedwetters. And it's possible. We have a past coterie of people who've done so. Clay Colliard-Greens, Al Iaquinta, Paul Felder, Paul Oliveira, Alex Oliveira, the list goes on and on.
That's right. That's right. And it's one of the features of the show. We always give you the wrong time and date information for these cards, but this time I've got it confirmed. Say June 23rd, 1:30 a.m. Pacific time is when the early prelims start. This is all on Fight Pass.
1:30 a.m.?
1:30 a.m.
So that means 1:30 in the morning.
Yes, and then the main card starts at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I think unless you're a degenerate drug user, like the ones who call me at 5 in the morning to tell me they're not on drugs, you're probably going to miss this. But you'll catch it in the repeat, and we'll tell you right now whether it's worth doing so.
Eugene, when I called you to tell you how much I love the dawn and the pre-dawn hours, it's because I'm on a new, clean, and healthy kick. I swear, man.
Yeah, good. People say, man, Eugene, you're 55. How do you look so young and vibrant? I go, man, good, clean living. And depending on what side of the fence they've been on, I could tell those who laugh right away, nah, you're dirty. And those who go, oh, yeah, those guys, okay, yeah. Sarau is masturbating a plastic bottle 2 feet from the camera. This is what I have. This is what I have to deal with.
Charming. Well, these off-color anecdotes you tell the gym there. It's no wonder.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about, really. And neither does anybody listening. So
of course not. So we've got 8 or 9 fights on the prelim and 4 fights on the main card. This is all on Fight Pass. So even if you sleep in on Saturday, I'm sure there won't be just a hubbub of news about this, so you'll probably be able to avoid
a
roar of news.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be able to avoid spoilers and watch it at your leisure if you're a Fight Pass subscriber.
Okay.
So we'll dive right into this. First up,
first of all, and I'd like to say, I'm sure I'm not speaking only for myself, that it's nice that you took a time out from your busy schedule to actually show up. That's kind of cool.
Well,
I know there's caviar tasting. I know there's first class ticket buying.
Yes.
I know you got to make sure that the guys working on the helicopter, on the helipad, do what they're supposed to do.
You can't be too careful.
And that yacht is not going to clean itself. You got to scream at a lot of people to get it clean. So I got to thank you for showing up today.
That's right. Larry Ellison's loaned me my sword collection, and it's a lot.
I have somebody here who's stationed in Southeast Asia. I don't say Jingliang Kim is Southeast Asian, but he might have a finger on the pulse of the Asian fight scene. Jingliang Kim, do you know her? Yeah, it's a telltale pause. Was she from 1FC?
I have no idea. She doesn't have a Wikipedia entry.
She doesn't have a Wikipedia entry.
She's Korean, so she's
Korean, so she's not from Southeast Asia. So no.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. Sorry, don't care.
All right. So flyweight, Schnell Lauza versus Oka Sasaki.
Oka. Yeah.
Oka.
Yeah, that sounds like a name. No, I don't care. Sorry. It does sound like Soka. who, for those degenerates out there, will note, Sulka was one of the first big transgendered porn stars from the 70s.
Somebody very near and dear to your heart, a role model.
No, it was almost it almost scared me straight. I was in some 40,
almost.
I was in some 42nd Street quarter movie emporium, and I was like, oh man, I didn't need to see that. And in fact, now I'm having a flashback and visualizing that moment where at the tender age of 16, where I looked and said, what's going on here? What's going on here? It was pre-op too.
Yeah. I saw something like that on Rotten.com around the turn of the millennium.
Yeah. I'm not going to go with that chicks with dicks thing. I'm not buying that. It's dudes with tits.
The most alarming one I saw was actually a dude with a vagina. And it was like a redneck mullet-wearing Ulka Sasaki Japanese.
Don't care.
I don't either, because Sasaki's thoroughly mediocre and Lauza is 1-2 in the UFC. So,
hey, you want to take it? Can I get any action on the bald one actually being cage side for this fight?
No chance.
All right,
Nil.
Okay.
Nil. All right. So flyweight Matt Schnell versus Naoki Inoue.
That name is almost fucking perfect.
Matt
Schnell. If you're any fan of Nazi movies from the last 30 years, Matt Schnell, which is one of those things that sometimes you hear them actually say. Like if you go to Berlin now, you might actually hear people say "Aso," which and if you watch movies from the 40s, you're used to Japanese soldiers going "Aso," but it's a German thing, right? But you never hear somebody say "Max Schnell." That's dead. You have to be like a Nazi to have said that,
Really?
Nobody says, you say Schnellsten, there are other ways or sofort, sofort means immediately, but you don't not Max.
So Max Schnell's just if you're supervising a forced labor camp.
I think it's a safe bet. Yeah.
All right. So women's strawweight.
Just for people's edification, this is our tote sheet so far for this fight.
Blanks. Yes, I don't care about Matt Schnell anyway either. All right. Women's strawweight Yan Xiaonan versus Viviane Pereira.
Don't care.
Brazil versus China. I'm picking Brazilian, but I don't care. Welterweight Shinzo Anzai versus Jake Matthews. I think we almost cared about Jake Matthews once.
Hold on. We got the D-man is right. He says there should be a rule about if you care, you have to care enough to watch it live. Yeah, so this show would be over. All right. All right. So Shinzo Abe, say it once again.
Shinzo Anzai versus Jake Matthews, who just beat the Leech.
No, I don't care.
No. All right.
You're gonna go out on a limb for Jake Matthews?
No, because I like the Leech. I'll probably root against this guy forever.
Okay.
So welterweight Song Kenan versus Hector Aldana.
Don't care.
I don't care either.
We're ripping through this.
We are. Featherweight Rolando Dai versus Shane Young.
Don't care.
Could there be a more All-American name than Shane Young?
No, there was a movie. Wasn't Alan Ladd in that movie? Shane with that little kid. Yeah. Okay.
I've been trying to get my kid to watch that with me for 5 years, and it just won't do it. All right.
I just watched The Godfather with my kids actually on Christmas. So
you decided they're old enough now that they're all 19?
I saw it when I was 10, and the only scene that was troublesome was when Sonny was screwing the woman against the door, and I remember asking my great-grandmother, Nana, what's happening? And she goes, I'll tell you later. And okay, she never told me.
She handled that well. That was
expert.
Right. All right. So bantamweight, Felipe Arantes versus Song Yadong. I guess we don't care about Dai and Young.
No, don't care.
Felipe Arantes versus Song Yadong. You might recognize Felipe if you see him in his trademark cowboy hat.
Yeah, and no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Unless it's a Stetson, I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, could you get me a Stetson?
You can get your own Stetson, Stetson.com.
Oh, really?
Your Stetson connection.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. You got to try those things on, man. You can't.
I know. That's
every head shape and face shape.
I know.
Because like I was all set on getting
A fucking parade float. But anyway.
Yeah. That's and you at least have a large body to go with your head. I've got a big head, tiny body. The hats just looked ridiculous. All right.
What is it? It reminds me of that guy who just died, who played the cowboy in, I think it was Lost Highway. And when he gets a guy up at the corral and he says, if you do things right, if you do things right, you'll never see me again. If you do things wrong, you'll see me one more time. Do you remember this scene in the corral? Yeah, it was a great scene. I'd watch that movie again. I have, just for that scene.
I'll watch the first half of that movie over and
Well,
over.
that scene, and when Robert Blake goes, "I'm at your house."
Yes.
Just call me. That was great.
Yeah, those two scenes and the second half are just yeah.
Mhm.
So now we've got bantamweight Teruto Ishihara versus Petr Yan.
I don't care.
With only one E. Yeah, Ishihara, man, I've given up on him. He's gone like what 1-4 in the UFC. So
how can you have Peter with only one E?
Petr. Petr.
Petr. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, Petr Yan.
And so I think it's safe. We must come to the safe conclusion at this point that this fight is not really for. I've heard that before. So
this card.
Well, yeah.
Let's get to the main card because I think there's a fighting chance of a couple of cares there. All right.
Okay.
But wait, I wanted to take a break and play Eugene's preferences before we do this. So I'm just going to throw some choices at you, and you pick the one you like better.
Go ahead.
All right. Adolescence or Descendants?
Adolescence.
Really? I guess that's
I'm going back in time and talking about how obsessed I was. I listened to that record, the Frontier Records record, easily 380 times. I just never stopped.
Met Rick Agnew?
I never have, man. I've never met any of those guys, and I really wanted to. We had one show with them at the San Jose Civic, and they played right after they headlined. It was a Blast playing support and us playing after Blast, and there was
being Whipping Boy,
and then there was a Riot right after Whipping Boy played. We kicked off. That was our second Riot that we played, and I never saw the Adolescents. It was a major point of misery for me.
All right,
the Descendants, I've met those guys. I knew them, and they're fine. I like them. I mean, what they've wrought in their aftermath has made me really unhappy.
Yes.
Not them specifically, but all of the imitators in the pop punk thing. I just
tons of garbage. Yes, spewed out in their wake. Okay, Discharge or GBH?
GBH.
GBH.
We played with them both. Whipping Boy played with them both, and the guys from GBH were such fucking great guys. Really nice guys. I like the music. Leather studs and bristles and acne. As far as I'm concerned, Discharge had one good album. He got rid of Cal because of the whole, backstage blowjob thing and whatever, man. GBH all the way.
All right. Controversial. My War or Slip It In?
My War.
War.
People understand when My War came out, it was like a fucking bomb. Everybody was a Husker Du with land speed record, fastest band in the world, and he had 7 seconds purportedly. Their song 7 seconds, and it was his speed, and they came out with My War. Also, it was like Chuck Dukowski's last one, right? He
didn't actually play on it. He wrote My War.
He got booted off of it. He wrote more than My War. My War. He wrote I Love You. And of course, My War was the last bit of his kind of Nazi iconography. If you think My War was a derivation of Mein Kampf, and he was sort of into that. So the Chuck Dukowski pen tunes, the fact that it was like shitting in the middle of a party at that time. People were like, "What the fuck?" And that was also around the time they all started growing their hair, listening to the Grateful Dead, and taking huge amounts of acid. So I like Slip It In.
Which one do you listen to more?
My War, still.
Wow. See, I like the first few songs. I feel like it fades off on the second side.
No, 3 Nights is a great fucking song. It's probably one of the only Black Flag songs I would really like to cover. That and I've Got to Run.
Oh, those are good songs. Clash or the Sex Pistols?
Wow. I'm gonna have to go with the Clash.
The Clash because of the political commitment?
No, less because of that, and I'm just gonna have to go with volume discount. Better songs over a longer period of time, and I have to feel like, and the Sex Pistols, I think, unjustifiably take credit for the creation of Punk, which we know that wasn't the case. Let's talk to Iggy about that. See if or the Ramones. Let's see how they feel about Johnny
Fair
Rotten
enough.
having created shit.
Just a couple more. All right, this might be a curveball. Joni Mitchell or Carole King?
Oh wow, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one because I don't know how it happened, but I ended up with like 8 Joni Mitchell records on my my shuffle, and I've tried to fight like I can't go to it, but then I've relented, and there's stuff with Mingus and on and on. But Carole King, Tapestry, man, that's a great record, as well as the stuff she did at the Brill Building. So I have to say, with Carole King, the highs were higher, but the sustain wasn't as significant. So if you're going to ask me to pick, I'm going to have to pick along the lines of artistry. I'm going to take Joni, even though I like her much less as a person, you know.
Well, she was more of a rock star, as they say. All right. Just 2 more. Ellington or Basie?
Oh, easy, Ellington.
Ellington.
Fucking hands down genius. Again, sustained artistic input over a long period of time, and just
Basie had a decades-long career as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think fucking Basie was probably more successful, but you listen to Caravan and some of the fucking some of the songs. I don't know. Well, I just remember Zappa talking about Ellington fighting over $20 backstage in the '60s. Sometimes rough, man. Basie in the '60s was appearing on Johnny Carson. So what do I know? You know, and hanging out. He made him, hitching his wagon to the Sinatra Rat Pack thing was pretty good for Basie.
And Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett, yeah.
Basie swings, Bennett sings. All right. Last one. Wagner or Beethoven?
Wow, this is kind of a trick one, man. I'm going to have to go for Beethoven because I don't have to deal with the baggage, the Nazi baggage.
I see. Oh, it still makes you feel like invading Poland. Come on. You know it.
Yeah, well, no, he gets, when one of the patrons said after he played a piece, what did that piece mean? And he looks at her and sat back down at the piano and played it again. but hands down Beethoven, and then of course he had his own movie, right? Well, Clockwork Orange.
Yes. Well, that was my Beethoven.
Yep.
And,
yeah.
So and the Moog synthesizer.
Sort of. I mean, you only want one Ronnie James Dio. After that,
no, you want Rainbow. There's at least 2 Rainbow albums.
Yeah.
Both the Black Sabbath albums and the first Dio album. That's I mean,
Holy
problem. Yeah.
That's a great record. Well, I was scheduled to interview him, and then he called me with this super kind of crazy paranoid spiel about how they were after him. Canceled the interview. I'm not like sitting in the front of the building in Northern California, and he's like, I can't. So that was one, and the other was I was messing around with this woman, and we got the news that he had died. And she said she didn't tell me at the time. She got kind of weird, and then later said, I used to date him, which I thought was pretty fucking random.
Wow, so you're Eskimo brothers with Ronnie James Dio.
She said she never slept with him.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean,
he didn't, whatever, man. I don't know. He's a sap. I don't know what to tell him.
I don't want to hear that Ronnie James Dio is a snuggler. I don't want to hear
I think that's probably what you were about to hear.
Oh my god. All right. So main card, welterweight, Daichi Abe versus Li Jingliang, the Leech, aka I see some EJJ. Busting out the EJ.
You gotta be. People actually watch this fucking show and then compete against me in tournaments. So every time now EJJ comes up, I have to say it's a seasoning, not a meal.
I see. As you try. Well, every match I've ever seen of you is 2 old guys dancing around in a circle, trying to avoid going for a takedown.
It's Cerrone. He just said every match he's seen of me, it's just been 2 old guys dancing around in the circle, trying to keep from going to the mat. That's what he just said. Yeah, that's funny. When are you coming to the Bay Area next, Nate?
It might be a while. All right. I too am picking the Leech, and
it's not like he gave him a liver gouge or a heart gouge.
No, just a eye gouge, a bunch of kidney kicks, and
Yeah, he's got 2 kidneys too, man. Kidney kicks are fine.
Exactly my point. All right, so that is a little excitement there on the card.
All right, so this is our tote sheet. Tote sheet now. We've been talking for 20 minutes, and there's our tote sheet.
But no action. We both want the same.
Yeah.
So lost what?
Yeah.
4 in a row, 5 in a row. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's just.
Yeah, I've been a fan of hers for maybe not great reasons, but yeah, so I don't care.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, now.
This is the Care Don't Care preview.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
One
Because,
near.
oh yeah. I never watched that one. oh yeah. Yeah, this is so we're live. We would be live in Vietnam now. Yeah, they're awake in Vietnam now, so they will actually watch the show. Yeah.
We're live worldwide, man.
Yeah, no, but I mean versus places where people might be sleeping.
I see. Well, they're probably sleeping in Vietnam, aren't they? It's
no.
well,
He says they're awake. He says they're awake.
I bet not everybody in Vietnam's awake.
What time is it now? He's having to do the math.
I think it's about 11 p.m. is my guess, but
no, he says it's 13 ahead. So
13 ahead. That's 12. That's midnight.
It's midnight. What, are you awake at midnight?
Right, 13 ahead of Pacific time, so that's 10 p.m. No.
Savings there. So, all right.
That's near and dear to your heart because I know you love the Tennessee Volunteers. I've seen you in the T orange. Ovince St. Preux versus
Pedro. I'm making a joke. Okay, so the professional MMA guy here doesn't know Tyson Pedro. Doesn't know him. Nobody. I'm getting. Ovince St. Preux.
Yeah.
So you pick him? It's a shrug, and he says he doesn't know who he is.
he's
go ahead.
3-1 in the UFC.
Yeah, I know. I've seen Tyson Pedro because I'm paying attention, like these guys here. But but hold it. If I cared, I would pick Pedro because I've grown cold on OSP. But I have to say, honest to God, using the kitchen test, like you're in the kitchen, you're getting the beer, and somebody goes, "Oh my God, OSP is fighting." Do I hustle back to get to the couch to see it? I don't think so.
At this point, if you say light heavyweight,
yeah,
I'm in the shitter. I mean,
yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
So
you don't care.
No, sadly, no, I don't. Although I think I do pick Pedro. I think he's going to dismantle him. But all right, now we come to the headliner. I can't believe it's a headliner. Actually, I can't believe it's a headliner. I just can't believe Cerrone took this fight. Welterweight, Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Leon Edwards.
Fucking hey, man. You know what this is like? This is like you ever have or seen one of your friends who's had that kind of relationship where the person with him tells him how much they care about him, and then they go like fuck somebody else, and then they're all torn up. You know, I'm sorry, I feel terrible. I don't know how I could do this to you. Please forgive me, please. And then he forgives her, and then she does it again. She does it again and again. After a certain point, the guy can't believe it's happened to him so many times. She can't possibly do it 8 times. There's that cat in Santa Rosa. His wife cheated on him 21 times.
Are you sure this wasn't one of those guys that likes his wife to cheat on him?
Based on how we felt when he discovered her in the garage with one of his teammates, after he used automatic garage door opener, drove in, saw them, and just backed out, I would say this was not a cuck reality.
Sounds like it was a cry for help from her on her part.
I think Donald Cerrone is that guy.
Oh yeah.
Baldwin cares about me. He really cares. He really cares about me. He cares. You know what? I don't. No care fight. I don't. Sorry.
It doesn't add up to anything because Leon Edwards, he's okay, but he's a jobber. Dude is a jobber. I mean,
Nash has a good standard about it advancing the canon, and just doesn't really advance the canon. So
no. This card, other than the Leech fight, does, and that's strictly a cult.
Yeah.
And
look, I sort of cheated a bit here because I put Pedro as provisional, just because I want to know, but not really. We didn't care. So that's one fucking fight on the card that we cared about. What does that tell you?
I'll see you at 4:30. That's AM.
What do you think those numbers are going to be like? You think we'll see 250,000 on those, or was 150,000?
It's all proprietary, and the 250,000 figure included streaming, which traditionally they didn't include streaming numbers in the pay-per-view, which I understand that you need to. And of course, if you included illegal streams, why the Sky subscribers they are. I mean, we, meaning Dave Meltzer. I've read it in his articles, but I can't remember the number. So, yeah, this is just, you know, more hot garbage before, you know, but we do have the big one coming up, the Ultimate Fighter finale, the final Ultimate Fighter finale on July 6th, and then UFC 226, Miocic versus Cormier, which they're trying to make a super fight, but it's just not, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
Why? Actually, I'm curious why you're saying not.
Because it's two cucks at the party, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, I like both those guys, but, you know, they're both nice guys, and you know where nice guys finish, and two nice guys fighting for the scraps does not equal one killer, you know?
Yeah, I'm predicting a lot of high-fiving and a lot of hugging between exchanges and hugging and high-fiving and hugging and glove touching and hugging and smiling. You know, if I want that, I want that kind of action, there are plenty of bars I can go to around here to get it, you know?
I see. Yeah. The Francis Ngannou versus Derek Lewis fight I'm more interested in.
Yeah.
But, you know.
And I did some research after that last few times we talked. I don't remember what it was, and about Brett Rogers, and that made me gave me the sads.
It was, yeah, it's not a happy story. There's not many guys you're like, man, he should never have left it.
Even a forklift at Home Depot, and then decided for fun to go to the CES show, to the AVN Awards, just to see if they could see some porn stars. And world modeling. He never had to go through the casting call. He got pegged on the escalator. His couple saw him and said, "Hey, come hang out with us later." Went back to the room. A star was born. Got himself the fuck out of Home Depot. But it served him well. Not the same for Brett Rogers. He would have been better off staying at the. Except you know who would not have been better off? Other guys in the tire department. They wouldn't have been better off.
You don't think so? I think I don't know. I don't know what he was like before the rise and fall.
There's a very dangerous guy around here whose name I won't mention. But
is it Leopoldo Serrao?
No, not him. And I'm really not going to mention the guy's name. But he was known for terrorizing dudes in the shower. And I was like, "Yo, what's the deal with dude grabbing people's dicks in the shower?" They go, "Oh, he's got a quirky sense of humor." I go, "Quirky? That's what you're calling it? Quirky? Quirky? Okay." He goes, "Oh, he just knows it drives him crazy." So pretty much nobody was ever taking a shower because it's like, yo, dude, I don't want my unit grabbed by a really big, dangerous guy who thinks it's funny. Sorry. I don't think the cat and the mouse is not laughing, you know?
Yes. There was a guy in my high school class, notorious offensive lineman for the football team, terrifying dude, who would shit in the shower and stomp it through the drain with his feet.
You know what? You know what? I could have lived the rest of my life very comfortably, never knowing that.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. and to all our listeners and viewers, you're welcome. That's our show.
Okay.
Zane and the crew will have the MMA vivisection for this. I'm not sure if they're going to do a 6th round or not for this card.
Man, they should get a raise if they do.
Let's not talk crazy here.
Yeah.
I mean, So
Stomper. That's where you go for what used to be Knuckle Up.
Yes, and will you be doing a show this Sunday?
Fuck yes.
Awesome.
Because I'm unbridled now. I don't have to. I talk about MMA. I could talk about anything. I've been obsessed with this crisis in masculinity recently, kicked off by the whole meditation on the incel movement. But I don't know that's what I'm going to talk about this week.
I see. I thought it was going to be about your quest to get a TRT prescription.
No, it's actually gonna touch on that because there's new shit that I've heard.
Oh yeah,
Balco's close by. Balco's close by.
Yeah. Well, keep everybody posted how you're stacking, how you're, the whole. Yeah. All right.
I don't know how he does it. He's 55. How does he stay out there? Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe it's a good clean living.
It's that good, clean living. No. Here. So follow us on Twitter at KidNate, at Eugene S. Robinson. You can read me at bloodyelbow.com, read Eugene at Aussie.com. And don't miss If I Did